Right, welcome back to Trent's, welcome back to the channel. We'll looking at the Mercedes. That most important part that we were talking about is the engine and gearbox. So we've got the engine up on the bench. It's going to be make or break for this car, I think. We'll look at the pricing of the parts shortly to see what the other parts total, but it's all about that engine. Like I said, I've seen someone online and going for around sort of £5,000, £6,000. So yeah, we'll really see. Let's get it tested. We want to make sure we're putting a quality engine on the shelf that's going to last. It's not going to we're not going to have to have a warranty claim on it, etc. So yeah, let's get to it. So we're also come back into the run and test area to look at this Mercedes engine, but this is something we've just had in actually. This nice 4 Series 2-door coupe. It's like a 3-litre diesel version. We're trying to think what sort of more content we put out on the channel. Maybe we do some more cars like this, similar to breaking it down. But we kind of get all sorts, like I said, the classics, which we're going to show you, to these vehicles here. So this looks like quite a cool car. Obviously, it's been hit in the offside front here, quite heavy, so this wheel is not quite hanging off. I can see looks like the drive shaft potentially snapped there. It's just hanging on by the strut. Other than that, the engine might look okay. Again, it's one of them, it's had a heavy impact. The radiator looks damaged. Sometimes that can cause, if the radiator is damaged in an accident, the engine's still running, that can cause some issues with the engine. That's what I'm a little bit worried about with the Mercedes. So we'll, fingers crossed it's all okay on that one. So yeah, it's just an example of what we get in, and let us know if you want to see maybe even this one broken down. So we'll keep it to the side for now, and yeah, let us know. Right, now onto the engine with Hayden. Right, here we are. We've got the E-Class engine awaiting further testing. Welcome back to Hayden on this one. He is the man for the job, not me, as you've seen from other parts of the videos. So yeah, Hayden, I know in a previous video we saw there's a little bit of damage at the back.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a quick visual inspection just to check it's all okay. It looks like they've Ash has taken that part off, so it all looks okay here. Have you had a look over yourself on it already?
Yeah, had a brief look round, sort of making sure everything's as it should be.
Yeah.
Everything looks good. Any sort of damaged components have been removed from it.
Yeah, fantastic.
So no customers can.
There's a bit of prep on there already, so it's all good. Obviously we've got some parts to take off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is sort of like the brief testing before it gets fully stripped for any.
So obviously we didn't get this vehicle started.
No, yeah.
It's rolled over. What issues are you looking out for?
So essentially, when the engine's been removed, check to make sure there's no oil, so it's not oil locked or anything like that.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's always a potential with rollover.
Yeah.
It starts leaking back through the breathers, back into the airbox, and then it can potentially lock the engine.
Okay, yes. Perfect. So what we're going to do from here then? I can see you've set up
so we've got the cylinder leak test all set up. Yeah. It's all been zeroed. We've put the engine to TDC. Yeah. So now it's essentially just going through and making sure that all cylinders are essentially holding good compression before we send it out.
Fantastic. Well, let's get cracking then.
Yeah.
So what's this bit again? Just talk us through this bit.
So this is the cylinder leak test, and essentially it's going to be using compressed air and essentially making sure that each cylinder is holding a vacuum.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So what you're removing now, removing the spark plug?
You remove the spark plug, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
It's another little sneaky trick is sometimes you can actually use a cord pack, put that on the end there. It's mainly getting a grip. It's nice when you've got a magnet, but...
Yeah. Got it? There we go.
I'm going to be looking at the end of the tip. Looking at the end, the electrode, making sure everything looks good. Going to look for different colours. Yeah. So certain colours and certain burning can indicate different problems that may be occurring within the engine, if it's running rich, if it's running lean. Yeah. So it's always a good indication to pull your plugs and have a look.
So how's that looking right now then?
That's looking good. I mean, yeah, it's a bit oily, but it's nothing too bad.
Nothing major, and it all looks okay, like normal, yeah?
Yeah, like normal.
Well, that's a good sign. Okay, fantastic.
So what I'm going to do
Okay, so just what are you doing here? Just talk us through this bit as well now.
So essentially we're going to be screwing this onto the end. So
yeah,
just making
so
sure I'm getting air through the line.
Compressed air, yeah?
Compressed air.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so just ensuring that the air is actually going through the line.
Yeah, okay.
So that's all looking good. So now, it's always hard with these sometimes because when you're trying to gain access to the crank and get it to turn, it can be quite tricky.
Yeah.
Sometimes you end up tightening it up too much.
Okay, okay. So let's move that out of the way then.
Going to get on the
so
end.
You're going to try to turn the edges. So you put the compressed air in, and now you're going to try to turn it over.
And then we're going to be looking at the gauge.
Yeah, okay.
To see. So we do a couple of rotations. That's essentially what we're looking for.
So, okay, so as you're turning that, you want to see that dial turn all the way back.
Go all the way to showing that it's got good compression.
Well, it makes sense, yeah, because if there was a leak then, it wouldn't turn all the way around.
You start to see a difference, it will show you the percentage of leakage.
Yes,
so you've got a guide on the top there,
okay.
Numbers.
Okay, I see. So that one's all good. Have we got to test another one, have we?
Yeah, we can do another one, yeah.
Let's test the others then. Hayden, where are we at then?
So that's 5 of them done so far.
5 done.
Got one more to do, but I'm going to have to remove a few of the ancillaries, bits of plastic, just to get a bit more access to it.
Yeah, you said that earlier. Okay, that's fine. We'd normally do a pico test as well on these engines. How come we're not doing a pico on well, actually explain what a pico is as well, and then how come we're not doing a pico on this engine?
So a picoscope we usually read, so it uses waves, and it will detect the waves, and it will use like it builds a pattern, and then that essentially correlates into compression.
Yes.
It's sort of like a non-invasive test, so we don't want to be pulling out spark plugs, injectors unnecessarily if we can avoid that.
Yeah.
We want to keep it as a complete unit, not let anything fall in the holes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So essentially it uses the waves to sort of build the compression picture without having to take anything apart. But we use a starter motor for that. So we use a starter motor to build the picture.
Yeah.
This doesn't have one, as most, pretty much all hybrid vehicles don't have any, or electric vehicles, they don't use a starter motor.
Yeah.
It will usually be like a sort of specialised plate in between the gearbox and the engine that was sort of... need to learn more about it. It's quite complex understanding, and it's part of the game. Is technology's changed now, really, isn't it? So a lot of traditional components aren't existent on the engines anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of learning how things are changing and.
Yeah, exactly that. So fantastic. Well, get that other one, other cylinder tested.
Yeah.
Let's get it through the workshop. We'll get the other parts dismantled from it, and then we'll probably catch up with Ethan on this engine, just to have another look over it once the other parts have been dismantled. Then we'll get it packed on the shelf, ready to go. So, and hopefully we can find a bar pretty quickly and make back that £5,200. Hayden, thanks for your help on this so far. Crack on with that, let me know once it's done, and we'll move on to the next step.
Hopefully some more interesting projects along the way as well.
Yeah, definitely, perfect. See you shortly, cheers.
Guys.
Right, we're in our BH1 facility now. We're at our powertrain line here. As you can see, we've got 2 lines coming down here. So the whole subframe is on these cradles, again with the rads, the suspension, everything. So the Mercedes engine and gearbox has come down this powertrain line. It'll get to the first station here. They'll scan the tag and it'll tell them all the parts that they need to remove at that station. Whether it's calipers, suspension, some of them might be for retail or for core or just scrap in general. Then it will be split down to engine and box only and come down the second line here. They'll scan it again, it'll tell them the other parts that they need to remove. So things like the alternator, the starter, again, whether it's for retail, core or for scrap on that one. And then we'll get just the engine and gearbox split on its own. And that's what we're gonna have a look now, just that engine. Like I said, we've tested it, we've done the cylinder leak test. I want to get Ethan just to check it over so we're safe, because some of these engines, as you know, they've been in an accident, there can be some damages. So now we've split the gearbox, etc. We're just going to look at it, do a visual inspection, and then we'll get it imaged on the shelf, ready to be priced and ready to be shipped out when someone orders it. Right, we're here, we're with Ethan, we've got the engine out, we've got it up on the crane here. to check it over. So I really wanted Ethan to have a look at this. You know, you've been fairly new to the business, aren't you, Ethan?
Pretty much, yeah.
But you know, you've made a really good impact since you've been here. So you know, the area that Ethan looks after is fixing any engines that come off the vehicles. Like I said, some of them have heavy impacts. There may be a few damages that we need to check for, so and fix. And anything, if we do get like a warranty returns case that we need to look at, Ethan is the man here. So Ethan, this is the Mercedes engines that we've been showcasing to everyone.
Cool.
We did the cylinder leak test on it already.
Cool. So it's all good.
What do you? What are we checking here? What's your thoughts?
I would visually check. Visually check the outside. You've got your cylinder head, and make sure there's no visual cracks or breakages.
Yep.
Then going down, we've got cylinder block down here, making sure there's no damages. I'll bring it up a sec.
Yeah, bring it up slightly.
Yeah, but
what's the common, you know, when you see some engines come through, so that have had a big front end impact,
so
what are the common things that you see then?
So a
Where
lot
might
of
they
them,
be?
we've got plastic sump or metal on this one, but a lot of those break all the time. It's quite common.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of water pumps, pulleys, oil coolers, anything that's really an ancillary on the outside that can be. We just visually check everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's a common one for the plastic sumps. So if we do get an engine with the plastic sumps, Ethan here will change that.
We do anything that's broken. I also check turbos.
And what is it you're going to check about the turbo?
So turbo, make sure there's no oil leaking from inside, and if there's any play, if you can get to it.
Yeah. Okay.
But you should, you know, if they're all good.
Fantastic. And what if there's a damaged part? So let's say, what about the oil cooler? What if that's damaged?
If it's one that's repairable, but more than likely it gets removed or replaced.
Yep.
Depending on the circumstances of what's been damaged and how badly.
Yeah.
They're quite common. The plastic, it's just the plastic bits that end up being damaged, so easily just removed and stuff like that.
Exactly. So, okay. What about, will you turn this over as well? Now it's off the gearbox?
We can do if we can physically got something to turn it over with.
Let's give it a go, just to be sure now it's off.
Because obviously some vehicles are different than others.
Yeah.
This one we can just turn it over to make sure, but from the cylinder leak down test.
That's looking good as well, yeah.
We're all good. It's moving freely, got plenty of compression.
Fantastic. So, okay, the cylinder leak test is
been done, so internally we know it's all good.
Yeah, fantastic.
That checks integrity of the...
Perfect.
Everything internally.
I was going to take a closer look at the block just to make sure nothing is damaged. Again, we looked at that sump, there's no oil coming out there. Perfect. Cool. Well,
that's about it really.
Yeah, well, next stage of this, so we've done the visual inspection on that. We'll take it over to the imaging area. We'll try and clean some areas. It looks like a fairly clean engine.
But a lot of them do go through the parts washer, so...
Yeah, they do. We do have a parts washer there, so we'll show that off in a minute. But it looks like a fairly clean engine already as it is. We'll bung it up as well to make sure no water gets in or anything like that. That's the most important bit. And then we'll get it imaged on a pallet, ready to be shipped out next day. So, yeah, Ethan, thank you very much.
Happy days.
For that, and yeah, let's get it through. Right, so I spoke about the washing machine that we have. So we'll have engines and gearboxes in these kind of cradles as well. They'll come through over here into this washing machine. So I can't get it open for you right now because it's on. But we'll put them in, they'll go on a spin cycle and it'll start to clean off all the dirt. So it's all about presentation for us. You know, we look after it, it's clean, it helps us inspect them better to look for any cracks and signs and everything, but obviously they're all plugged, so the engines are safe, we don't have any issues at all, they're plugged very, very well. And they give a good look on the engine and ready for eBay. What we'll do now then, we'll go back over to the imaging bay for engines and gearboxes. We've actually got the gearbox here from the Mercedes, so that will get checked over as well for any signs of damage. Again, on the sump of this gearbox is plastic as well, so I'll get checked over. We'll give that a bit of a clean on that one, and then right here we've got the diff, just here the front diff. That will get imaged in stock as well. So that will go on a pallet, that will go on a Euro pallet, just to the size of it, just to the weight of that diff. That won't go in a box, that will go on a small pallet as well. So we'll get them up on the chains here, get them checked over one final time, get them bunged up on a pallet, and then they're ready to get put into the rack in there, and fingers crossed someone orders it pretty quickly on that one. So it's really important we take as many pictures as possible. We're allowed up to 12 on eBay, as an example. We're capturing all angles of the product so the customer knows exactly what they're getting. Also, they can see themselves if there's any cracks, any damages, how the engine's going to come, what it comes with, so such as the turbo, such as the injectors, because not every green parts supplier will supply parts of the same standard. So like a complete engine with a turbo pump injectors, as an example, on a diesel engine. You know, like I said, on this engine it comes with a turbo. So yeah, it's all about just showing the customer exactly what they're getting, so there's no surprises once it gets to their door. So this is a really important bit as well. So I've not seen anyone else do this in the industry the way we do it. As you'll see, we've got the engine upright on this pallet. We put blocks under there, so the engine is upright during the storage and the distribution. So one, it protects the engine, so it's not lent on its turbo, it's not damaging any plugs on the turbo, and vice versa, anything on the other side, any fragile items. And then also, there's going to be no oil leakage in the racking, and more importantly, scared me there, bloody hell. Right, thanks for that, Jacob.
That'll be alright.
Back to it. Just hold that a second. And more importantly, the couriers do not like any oil at all going anywhere. We drain as much oil as possible from any engines, gearboxes, but there'll always be just a little bit there, so it's just important we ship them upright. It's better for storage and efficiency. It's easy to transport, means they're safe, protected, and also it's better for the courier. So yeah, really important part. Stack them upright, ready for shipping. Right, it's time to put this away. Pedro is kindly going to put this away for us. Pedro, I'm a little bit scared of heights. This is about 12 meters, isn't it? I did a skydive on the weekend, but I think this is going to be a little bit scarier. So where are we putting it to? How high? Let's find a space. So obviously, with the pallets, we put them on the higher levels because they're shipped out less often. So obviously, most parts are in boxes, so they'll go down the lower levels, so we can hand pick off the bottom levels for speed and efficiency, and then the pallets will go up top. So which one have we got going for, Pedro?
Yeah, N2.
N2. Lovely. Okay. Where's my parachute now? I think I need it. So some parts will stay on the shelf. Some will sell, but without even making it to the shelf, they'll sell and go straight out. Some parts put on the shelf, they might be there a day, couple of days. It all depends on the make and model and the part. Some we could hold for 6 months. It tends to be those newer vehicles. If you imagine if we break a 2024 plate car, some of those cars were in warranty, for example. There's not many of them on the road just yet, so we expect for them parts to sit around longer. Anything around 2019, that's 5-6 years old now, those parts are really starting to come into demand, so we don't expect them to sit on the shelf long at all. I'm back on safe ground now, and that was the important job, the pricing of the parts. So let's have a look at all the parts that have made it through, some of that, see what's been deleted. We'll speak with Zach, one of the pricing guys, and just talk about how he's priced a couple of parts, and then let's tally it up, see if we're going to make any money, but let's see if they sell as well. Perfect. Cool. Right, we're in our BH1 facility. We're in the pricing team here. We've got the pricing team here, the buying team, and our innovation and tech team working on all the systems that we do. So this is Zach in the pricing team, you've even got a nicer office than mine. You may have seen my messy desk and everything in previous ones, but Zach, I just want to, obviously you've priced all the parts for the Mercedes. Yep. So fingers crossed, obviously we paid £5,200 for the vehicle, so fingers crossed we're going to make some money back on that. Obviously the engine's a big part of that. Just talk us through the engine and another part that you've priced, how we price it and why we've priced it like that. That'd be good to know.
Yeah, so with the engine, on this occasion there were some out there on the market. Okay. So there was one of our competitors, another VRAC graded competitor.
Yeah, okay.
So we were able to kind of price roughly against what they had.
Yeah, okay.
So they had a bare engine and a not bare, like a complete engine on the market already. So their complete engine was a little bit better mileage than ours.
Okay.
So we on this occasion we were able to just come in slightly under theirs. Yeah. And basically price against those ones.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Just so the VRA, in case anyone doesn't know what that means, that's the Vehicle Recyclers Association. So it's a standard that we I think we were the first member to get their certification. It's made up of around 100 members of vehicle recyclers in the UK, where they have to pass tests for quality and make sure all the systems and processes are there to offer quality parts in the UK. So yeah, proud to be one of the first members on that. So when looking online, we'll compare our prices against other VRA members, which is really important. There is a lot on eBay of private sellers that sell parts, but obviously they haven't gone through the same standards and quality checks that we have as there.
They've all been tested and graded, our parts. So
exactly
we
that.
generally price against them.
Yeah. So this engine, what we've done, 45,000 miles. We know this one's done.
Yep.
On that one. So talk us through it. So what are you going to look at first when pricing this engine? Then what systems?
First we're going to check that everything is as it should be. So. Okay. We'll have a good look at the images. Yep. Does everything match up? Yep. Do we know everything about the engine? Is it the correct sort of engine code?
Correct, yeah.
Is the mileage correct? So at first it's just a check really, just to ensure that it is exactly what we think it is.
Fantastic.
And then we'll go to the market, which on this case is eBay.
Yeah.
We'll have a really good look on eBay. Not much out there, obviously quite a rare engine, this one.
Yeah, I think it's the first one we've had in that I can see from our system.
Right,
so this is the 3 litre hybrid.
That's right, and it's not in other cars either, so that we've had previously. So sometimes we might, with the rarer ones, we might be able to look in other cars that we've had, and they might be the same or similar in price against that, but we've had nothing. Okay. So on this occasion it was on eBay, and we were able to find, like I say, a competitor.
Okay. Yeah. And so what did we set the price at for the engine?
So we've gone with, we went with, in the end,
so 6,500 plus VAT, the dreaded VAT. What's that? What's that into VAT?
I should know off the top of my head. We don't get many engines of that. 7,800.
So 7,800. So it's cheaper than the one we see out there at 29,000. Obviously, we have different warranty options available. Ours is ready for a next day delivery now. We've packed it on the shelf. So, cool. So yeah, we're back at the desk. Let's look at all the parts that have gone through. Some of that have been deleted. Everything's been priced now. A question we get asked all the time, and I didn't actually mention it, but we do look at like the RRP of parts. So there is a saving against the manufacturers if you bought it from the manufacturer. Now, one of those parts, the camera we were looking at with Zach, if you were to purchase that new from Mercedes, that's going to cost you £465 plus the VAT. We had it for 140. Another example we've got is the passenger headlight that we've inventoried. If you were to buy that from Mercedes, that's £1,461. We've got that priced at £600. Some people compare headlights. You can sometimes buy them aftermarket from Eurocar parts, GSF, etc. But these Mercedes headlights, they have the badge on the lenses and everything. So if you really want the genuine proper products, then you've got to compare headlights to the manufacturer retail. So £600, that's £700, £800 saving against the RRP. But into it, right, so we had 37 parts inventoried. Unfortunately, 4 have been deleted. That's we inventoried the rear suspension, the offside rear corner. Unfortunately, that went through the quality control and was crash damaged. That's no good. That goes into the bin, unfortunately. Rear subframe on that one as well. The brake servo and the rear prop shaft. So those 4 parts got deleted. We would have solved them I reckon for around £975 we worked out. So not good, not nice, but look, that's the nature of the beast. We can't complain, we've got to move on and see what the other parts are. So that leaves 32 parts left. We've got a lot of value locked up in around 4 parts. So we've got the engine, the gearbox, the brake kit as well, so that'd be the discs and the calipers, and then the headlight. You know, those 4 parts we are going to start an advertised price of 9,200, just those 4 parts, and then the remaining parts. So in total we're getting £14,800 price for those 32 parts. But the risk is there in those 4 parts, if how long they sell. But I don't know, we've paid money up front for this vehicle, so we've now got to wait to sell those parts to get that money back on that one. So that's the challenge for us. But look, I have full confidence on the headlight, front end parts, those front bumper reinforcements, the front slam panel. The bumpers are grade B, so that's been priced accordingly at £350. So again, we would have checked it against the RRP price, what the parts it comes with. So yeah, fingers crossed they start flying off the shelf. It's going to, hopefully one of those 4 parts sell pretty quickly. That'll help get a good value back. But otherwise we've got to sell a lot of parts just to make up that 5,200. So we're back with the Mercedes, the one that we paid £5,200 for. That was hit heavy, obviously rolled over. We didn't know what kind of value we were going to extract from this. We just dismantled just over 30 parts. A lot of that value was locked up in the engine and gearbox for this vehicle. We dismantled it in February, around 3 months ago. Well, luckily now we've just broken into the profit, gross profit of around £2,000 so far. We've sold 9 parts, the engine for £6,500, the engine management control unit ECU for £500, the catalytic converter for £420, steering rack for just over £300, and a few other little bits here and there. So now we're in profit, we're happy about that. It's time to see this get crushed. We're going to let Connor work his magic here. Then we're going to put it into the bell, put it as a cube. That will then go off to get recycled further along down the line. So we've taken off all the valuable parts. Time to see it gone, I can't wait. Right, so what he's doing here, he's crushing the roof on this right before it goes in the baler, and then he'll pull the bonnet back. I'm just going to stand back here for safety reasons. Talk about a stress reliever here. But yeah, what it's going to do now, this is actually an electric crusher, electric Lefort, which is powered by the solar power of this building. It's going to put it into the cubes that you see back there, and those will go off for recycling. And there it is, there you see, that's the cube of the Mercedes. I'm glad to see it gone. We've made a gross profit so far of £2,000 within 3 months, which is really positive. Let us know if you want to see any more, any stories on any other cars, or just snippets of any old classics that we get in. Here to help, follow for more.